Hello, my creative friends. My name is Heather North. You can find me on Instagram at Heather's Creative Blessings. Today is Wednesday, January 12th, 2022, and I am here with a regular floss tube. It's been a while since I've just done a regular floss tube. I know some of you don't really enjoy those longer whip parades and finish parades and those future plan type videos. As I said before, love them. It gives me an opportunity to have a lot of stitching time. It's kind of like you're stitching and visiting with friends or listening to a friend talk. So I really do enjoy those. But I know not all of you do. So this is a regular video, should be on the shorter side. We shall see. Sometimes I get to talking. If I'm not somebody you enjoy listening to, that's fine. There's lots of people out there to listen to. Can you tell I got a comment? So let's see. This past couple of weeks, we have had some severe weather here in Southwest Washington. We had a lot of snow that it was cold enough it didn't melt away. We ended up with kind of a hard packed 6 to 8 inches, with some places having even more. And then it started to rain. And we had, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it's an atmospheric river. Basically a lot of warm rain coming up from Hawaii and hitting us here in Washington, which caused, let's see, there was 4 inches one day alone that dropped on top of that snow. And so we had flooding. Thankfully, our house is fine. We just the Lord's blessing on us, bought a home that's kind of higher and drier than the surrounding areas. They just kind of built it up because 2 blocks away from us, the road was flooded over, and we had to kind of go roundabout to get out of our home. I mean, we could get out of our home, but one street over, we couldn't go that main thoroughfare because the water was raising over the road on 2 places. The Highway 12 that's near us was closed. They even closed the freeway down at our exit for 20 miles south of us for a while. So, you know, it was one thing after the other. I've spent a lot of time at home, which means I have a lot of stitching to share with you. Let's jump into WIPCO. I did decide to do WIPCO, and I made my WIPCO board. I'm going to show it to you because I'm pretty sure I didn't have it made up when I filmed my last video. So, 2 things. This is Jessie Marie Does Stuff, has this in her Facebook group. You fill in your bingo board with your own projects and your own goals. So the cat's coming in. This is my board. The numbers called for January were number 2 and number 19. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And then I filled out a second board where I wrote down my goals. And some of these, I'm hoping to meet my goals before they're even called. I will work on them. But what I did in making my goals, because you make your own, right? There's lots of different ones. I'll hold it up a little bit closer so you can maybe read some of them. It's looking backward on my screen, so I hope it's not backwards for you. Some of the goals are for the entire year. There's a lot of things I want to finish. Some of them are started, some of them are not. All of the series that I started last year, I want to finish those series if I can. And so I put some of them down, like I have February calendar crates. I haven't even started February calendar crates, but I do want to start that as soon as I'm done with January calendar crates. And so that was my finish for the year. Some of them are stitches. Actually, I'm showing you the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Here it says I'm going to show you, and then I don't show you the right one. Sorry. So some of them are finishes or to get them done. Some of them, this here is flea market flowers. I want to get one of those boxes done. That's my goal. So it would just be in the month it's called, that's all I want to get done. But by having flea market flowers on this board, I am hoping to touch it more than just the 1 month that it's in here. However, if I get at least that 1 month in, I'll be good. Some of them have days, 2 days or whatever. Some of them have a stitch count. and some of them have different things like this, like the one box or one motif, or get the bird done. So that's kind of how I organized mine, and hope I'm not sharing too much, but I know that several of you have decided to join WIPGO, or you might have questions about it and how do you set your goals. For this year, it was just, these are the projects that I know that I want to touch, and some that I know I want to finish. The other thing I did, with just a couple of exceptions, is I put projects on here that were not seasonal, because one thing I have learned over the last 2 years is I don't enjoy stitching out of season. I am going to pull those seasonal pieces out in their season. So I'm going to pull out my Be Grateful and my Autumn Beauties in the fall. I am going to pull that out. If not before, I'll pull it out when that season hits. Same with Christmas, same with winter. So I don't need to necessarily have those on here unless I wanted a little more push to get through. Or like I said, those series, because I do want to get my Sampler of the Month series done and my calendar crates. I'm not doing all of the calendar crates, but the ones that I want to do, I do want to get at least January and February done this year. I might have more on there, I don't know. So those are my WIPGO plans for 2022. And much less time will be spent on WIPGO. I'm doing it more like that WIPGO weekend. I will be working on these as long as I'm at home and able to work on them. But it's not like every Wednesday I have to pull something out of here because my focus has changed. So the first thing, the first thing is Early Christmas Morning. This is a pattern by Blackbird Designs. I've got it in my Fiddle Feathers bag that I shared. I just love the zipper pull. Okay. You can find her on Etsy. Anyways, this is the Early Christmas Morning by Blackbird Designs. There's kind of a close-up of the pin keep drum thing that they made it into. I decided to stitch the border that's going around here at the top and bottom. So I kind of recharted it a little bit, and it's going to have Merry at the top and Christmas at the bottom. So my goal for this month was just to get that top border done. However, and I reached that goal. However, I have been working on this a lot because I know that once this season is over, I won't be as tempted to pull out Christmas, especially once it starts getting warmer. And I just love seeing, I guess, the evolution of this progress on this piece. So I am stitching it on 32 count Lugana in the color Eggnog from Color and Cotton. Eggnog is the perfect color, and I chose the color without knowing the name because I just I put my threads, to choose my fabric, I put my threads on my fabric and then go from there. And when I saw it was Eggnog, I'm like, oh yeah, Merry Christmas has to be on Eggnog. Early Christmas Morning. So here's my progress so far. I have changed a couple of colors. I got that top border done, and I'm almost halfway done with this wreath. I've got the roof of the house. So I've got the other half, the bow, the bottom border, the house, and a couple of animals and some more snowflakes. So yeah, there are definitely color changes in this, and let me know if you want to know what those are, but they're from all different designers or manufacturers. What do you call thread? I've got Color and Cotton, I've got Weeks, I've got Classic Colorworks, I might even have Be Stitch Me in there. I'm not sure. I've got just a whole, there's my colors. So some of them are the called for, and some of them are not. A lot of Weeks Dye Works, because the Weeks Dye Works is what was called for. But you can see this is a really olivey color. This has an olive color to it. And the browns, and I wanted to blue gray it up a little bit. So where their roof is brown, mine is closer to black. And instead of having the snowflakes be brown or the poinsettias be brown, I changed them to different colors. I thought they were poinsettias, but I don't know what they are. So I'll show you this one more time because I talked about that. Those are my And that is closer to the color. That's reading more true right there. It is almost, we had a little bit of a sun break. A little bit. It's clouding up again. It's supposed to rain tomorrow and Friday. Maybe clear up by Friday afternoon and have, maybe it's Friday night, Friday morning, but it's supposed to clear up Friday, and we might have 3 days in a row of sun, which will be the first time we've had 3 days in a row of sun in this area since September. It's a long time to go without a lot of sun. We take our vitamin D up here. Okay, so that was my early Christmas morning. I met my goal for the year, but obviously I'm going to keep working on it a little while longer. And it is part of my No New Starts challenge that I'm in. So I might just keep it out until it's done. If I get out of season with it, I'll put it away. The next thing on my Whip Go board is January calendar crates. I don't know where this was when I showed it to you. I think I had this one here done. I don't know. I'm sorry. It was in my Whip Parade. Hi, Gandalf. I am using the called for colors on this piece. So this is the small. Oh, and I love this fabric it's on. I know I've said that before, but this is Shadow by Picture This Plus. It's 28 count Lugana. I will be doing future stitching with the Housewives or chalkboard style patterns that I want to look in that to have that chalkboard look. I'm going to be stitching them with this fabric because I really do enjoy it. I can see it. Yeah. And it looks like a chalkboard. It looks like a, you know, that has had chalk on it. So this is the larger. I just showed you the small. This is the larger. So the bottom of this snowflake here is the bottom of this piece. This snowflake here. So this is as wide as it is, and that is as long as it is. But you can see I still have the big area here to do. But I'm making progress. I think my goal for this is to have it finished. Let's see. Oh, that was not called this month. Yes, this was called this month. Look at the right thing, Heather. Hope your name isn't Heather. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to myself. Yes, so this is to be finished. So it doesn't have to be finished this month. I might not meet all my Whip Go goals in the month they're called because some are going to be really easy and some of them are going to be longer. It's just what I want to accomplish for the year is what I put down in there. So I have not yet met this Whip Go goal, but it is only the 12th and I have been the last few nights stitching in one snowflake. I'll stitch, and I've started kind of counting my stitches a little bit. So I'm doing about 100 to 200 stitches a day on this, and it will eventually get done because I cannot hardly wait to to start this one. I am really excited about that. I love love. I love stitching all the love things. I'd say heart is probably my favorite shape. Okay, this next one, this is in no particular order from here. This is Cross Stitch Nation. This is on my Whip Go board. It hasn't been called yet. And my goal for this will be to work on it for 2 days. I have already worked on it one of those 2 days, but I think even if I get more than 2 days working on this before the number is called, the goal will be the month it's called to dedicate 2 of the days of stitching, which is at least an hour on those days to this piece. And I've already done some color conversions. I will do more color conversions. But I am almost done with the words. This is on a piece of fabric flare. So I belong to the, I don't know if I had the or but Cross Stitch Nation. At least that part. The stitch in, I know for sure. Or at least part of the cross stitch nation. I don't know if I had the yet. This is 1/2, so it's coming off a little more delicate. I've learned that you can do 2/2 on 32 count. I didn't think that was possible, but I think it just depends on the actual fabric, because some of those hand dyed fabrics are really, really tight, and it is difficult to fit 2 strands through those holes. So, but the fabric flare is it's a very good even weave, but you can fit 2 strands or 1, and both work equally well. I like doing the 2 strands because I like doing the loop method. Okay, I have some small finishes in there, so hold off on that for a second. Let me pull out my pink barn. This is gonna be number 3 on my Whip Go, and I met this because I was doing another challenge, and the challenge was cross stitch something for the year of the rat. And so I said, the fat cat ate the ugly rat out of my pink barn. I stitched on the pink barn, and it was close enough, and I really just wanted to see the barn finished, that I went ahead and just finished stitching the entire barn. So my pink barn is done. This is by Shannon Christine Designs. Did I say Cross Stitch Nation is by Heartstring Samplery? If I didn't, that's who made that one, or designed this one. This one is Shannon designed that one. This is Shannon Christine Designs, and it's called Rose Farm Collection. There are 4 different patterns in this collection, and then you can get the free border pattern on her website. And so the pink barn, there's still a lot more to go on this, and I will continue to work on it. But the barn itself was my goal for the year, and it is done. So when that piece is called, I'm sure I will continue working on this series in some way, shape, or form, but I've already met the goals for Whip Go. And I kind of needed that because I needed some, since I do have so many things that I want to get to a finish, having some easier projects or some that are already done. So if I don't have a lot of time, I don't have to spend a lot of time in the month they're called. You just never know. Never know what's going on. We never know what's going to happen in this world. Yeah, this is in my pretty pink Goose Designs bag. Oh, she's got some cute Valentine themed bags on Etsy. Goose Designs. What do I have here? I haven't worked on this at all. I don't think I have worked on this at all. Okay, I've got 2 more pieces here, but I don't think I've worked on them. My first finish, I believe, in 2022. That's a new start on here. I have this on my new No New Starts 2022 board. Well, for the pattern, or not the pattern, but the whole series. Where's my picture with everything? This is by Erica Arndt. She actually did a YouTube video on her ornament series and doing some stitching. So I had 6 done in 2021 and started on the 7th, which was this tree. And then I will be adding in 2 more. She has a freebie, and then I'll show you I finished another ornament from somebody other than Erica. But it's still kind of in my mind part of this whole series of this kind of color palette for a small Christmas tree to put up next year. Okay, so since I've finished these 2, so I finished, let's see if I need this here. There's the tree. I changed the little ornaments to a blue color. I think it's Capri. I can't swear to it, but I think it's Capri by Weeks Dye Works. The same one is in this. And then I did the little candy ornament, and I have started on, I'll show you here. I've started on this one, which is a snow globe with a snowman in it. Cracks me up. So I've started on the next one in the series, and what I do is when I finish one, I just pull out another one and work on it until all of these are finished. So this is another thing I've spent a fair amount of time on this month so far. Okay. This is I don't have the pattern to show you. It is a freebie from the Nebby needle. I think it was on their blog or their website, but look up the Nebby needle and you should be able to find this ornament. What she said didn't have any specific colors. That's a hard thing to say. Any specific colors to use, but what it had instead was, I think, pick a green, a red, and a blue. And so I went with, like I said, the color palette I had been working on, not the same colors, but, and can you tell this is just going to be perfect in this room, right? I also added a little bow down here. After I added it, I read where it said, my copy is really blurry, so it was hard to read in my defense, but I saw that it actually said you could stitch something there, stitch another leaf there, or put a charm or something. I'm like, oh, a charm would have been really cute. So I may still end up doing that before I finish it. But those are some more of my ornaments. I'll go ahead and show you all of them once I get all of them done. In the meantime, I'll just show you what I get done, if anything, each week. Okay. And the last, Gandalf, get out of there. Hey. Yeah, there. All the cords are there. This is not the right one. This is what I'm starting next, I think. This is another one of those series with no new starts. As long as it's on the same piece of fabric, it is considered the same thing. But I might have counted this separate. I don't think I counted all the stitches together. I did do this, but I'm going to do them all on the same fabric because I really like this fabric with these colors. And I don't know how I'm going to finish them yet, but they'll be displayed together. So this is Christmas Eve by Hands On Design. It's part of her White Christmas series. And my husband said this was, he thinks it's his favorite piece I've ever done, which is funny to me. I think it's the colors. He likes blue a lot. And it's a church for Christmas Eve. So I'm stitching this on Cobblestone by Color and Cotton, 28 count. I will definitely order this color again because, oh my, do the whites pop. And it makes it so much easier to stitch with white if the color just pops off of the piece. So here we go. It's a little Christmas Eve church on a cake stand. I mean, I love it so much. I love it so much. So my plan this week is to start another one, and I think it will be this one just because I love the antlers, and I also love the garland or the wreath or whatever that is around his neck. Ugh. So I am so sorry for the cat. Hey, we're on video here. That is not polite. I'm sorry. My animals. Yes. They don't want to see you bathing yourself. I apologize. Okay, so that has been my stitching this week, and will continue to be for the upcoming week. Now for Happy Meal, I have a little bit of things to show you. Oh, I need to pause because I need to go grab something for comparison. I'll be right back. Okay. So the first thing that came was the fabrics by Stephanie that I ordered for the cookie exchange. This was by Hands On Design. It was a mystery stitch along she did in the beginning of December. It took me longer than the beginning of December to get it done, but that's okay. I couldn't wait for the fabric to come in. I didn't realize that when you order from Fabrics by Stephanie, I should have read closer, but when you order directly from her, she dies to order. So you're going to be waiting 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, that's to be expected. I thought she only had things on her website that were already in stock. So I didn't realize that by adding to the order for the cookie exchange fabric, I was causing more work for her. And I told her, as part of the group, the hands-on design group, comments, I just commented, I'm so sorry, you know, it's okay, don't worry about me, type of a thing, because I can wait. And I decided to jump in because I knew I had plenty of fabric. I picked a Stitch Me fabric. I want to say it's sea glass. I think I posted pictures on Instagram. I know I did in the Facebook group. That color is close enough. I did have to make a couple of, or at least one color adjustment, because the 3/8, I think it's the DMC 3801 is basically the same color, and it was getting lost. And so I bumped up, I did 3808 as the light color, and then 3810 is a new one I added for the darkest to replace 3808 as the darkest. And I shared this in another video, but I did make some other changes on top of that. But this is my piece, and I just want to show you this real quick before I show you her, because I don't know if I shared this. This is the paddle board that I got. So my idea for finishing this is to kind of mat it with this stripe. Isn't that cool? It's like a peppermint stripe. And then I did get the fibers. This will be easier to see. Sorry for the glare. This isn't fiber. What is this called? Rickrack from Lady Doc Creates. So I got this, and I want to order a little cookie cutter. That's the way that Kathy of Hands On Design finished hers. I think it is super cute. I never did make it to Walmart to get them over there, but I know I can order online. I just haven't done it yet. Not a high priority. I had to finish stitching it. But my fabrics from Fabrics by Stephanie came, and I thought I would just do a quick little comparison for you. And I have not opened this to look at them yet. I just set it because I knew I wouldn't be starting anything new on it. This is the color that she dyed. I think it's called Tiffany. It's a little bit washed out in the video, but so you can see here that the sea glass has a little more green blue to it, and this is a very, very turquoise blue color. So if you have this, you can kind of, it's brighter than that. It's not as muted, but just a beautiful color. And I'm like, I know that I wanted to go along and be like everybody, do it. Oh shoot, don't see the back. Ooh, sorry about that. I wanted to go and stitch it along with everybody else and use the called for, try and be a good girl and use the called for, but yeah, I got impatient. And this is beautiful. I love the Be Stitch Me, and I will definitely find something to stitch this on. I think this is a beautiful summer color. This could be a fun summer stitch. So I don't know what I'm going to stitch with it, but it wasn't that expensive and I was okay with it. I was just excited to get my hands on some Fabrics by Stephanie because I've seen other floss tubers rave about her. So, and from just this little bit, she does not disappoint. So I got a fat quarter. Yeah, I think it's a fat quarter of 28 count Lugana, or maybe it's a fat half. No, fat quarter. So this is Caramel Macchiato. Did I say that just now? I love it. This side you can see there's some spots that have more modeling and are darker. There we go. It's a neutral brown, but it has definitely a touch of orange, Tuscan orange. Oh, this will be so beautiful for fall projects. Excited about that. And then this looks like another just perfect neutral. So another fat quarter, 28 count Lugana in the color Colonial Parchment. The cat's now down there bathing himself. Ah, okay. The color is not showing up quite right. That's pretty close. It's a light neutral. But there is some modeling, which I just, you know, dearly love because it adds some depth to your project without necessarily being the highlighted. It just makes it show off the stitches even more. So that is Caramel Macchiato. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, and oh my goodness. Okay, so this is my Bestitch Me Fabric of the Month and Silk of the Month for January. No, December. This is my favorite silk that she has done so far. I'll show you that in a second. But the fabric is beautiful too. So she gave me a 32 count Jobelin, and it is, oh, the color is not showing. Okay, well, it's just like several shades lighter than this. It is a gray purple with just a little hint of mauve in there. It's going to be a beautiful neutral in our home. It's so pretty. So pretty. Helps a little. Yeah, the lighting is just not great today, but it still looks pretty. It's just not showing up quite as true. But yeah, definitely has a purple silvery cast to it. Oh, I love it. Brandy, again. Oh, I had thought about canceling some of my clubs this year, my subscriptions, because I have a lot of, I've started to build up quite the stash, and you know, don't want to get overwhelmed with just having stuff. I want to use it, but then she goes and does something like this and this, and I'm like, I can't give it up. I'll just stitch some more to make it worthwhile, right? So these silks, you'll see why when you see them. Oh, you guys, the color looks more like the color with these on them too. I mean, that is so me. Oh, so I am thinking this needs to be a, I don't have any of these, but Long Dog sampler or modern folk embroidery, or one of those motifs that has, where you could just do it in one color or several shades of one color. These flosses would be perfect for something like that. I've also thought this might be good for Granita, or there's, is it Kaleidoscope that Lori Holt put out? It's in her book. Yeah, this might be used for that. The other thing I thought about, I've already started the Whip It Good from Heartstring Samplery, but she's got Hoop, there it is, and I think a new one coming out, or maybe there's a new one since then. This might go really well with that. So the colors, let's do them one at a time. This is called Mystery. It definitely has the purples in it, the little bit of mauve to gray. And then this is Huckleberry, which is a much lighter shade of that. So here are these two together. And then this one is a combination of the different, all the colors in here. This is called, I don't know what it's called, Fluorite. So with this, you can see it has the purples with a hint of that green. All right, so now let's do the greens. This one does not have a name. Brandy, this is going to be a part of your regular line, right? I haven't even started using this, and I'm tempted to go buy the silk pack on her website just to make sure I have them in case it doesn't become part of her regular line. So this doesn't have a name. Either it doesn't have a name or this one was just missing the sticker with it. And then the lighter shade is called Jade. Beautiful mint. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Those are the two colors together. And then you add in this Fluorite with it, and you can see how that kind of changes the look of the multicolored. And then here they all are again. I mean, my two favorite colors. I love lilac and mint together. They're just, and so, wasn't even thinking about it when I put this little hoodie on. I was just thinking I was cold and grabbed the closest one. So that is all my happy mail. Those are all my whips and my finishes for this past week. I hope that you guys are getting lots of stitchy time in like I am. I did have a lot of stitching time because I stuck at home. I mean, that's what happens when your area snows you in and then floods you in. So I'm not complaining. I enjoy being able to stay at home and stitch. And my family's all safe, and so I'll just go back to stitching. I have done a little bit of work on cleaning up my sewing room so that I can work on getting some finishes, like FFOs. My goal, what did I say? It's to do 22 and 22, and I have done none so far, so that's okay. This one is very, very close. I have the fabric and everything. Oh, I think what I'll end up doing is just take a weekend or a day or 2 days and just focus on finishing instead of stitching, and that is coming at some point. But that's what I have for you. I'll keep stitching, and I will see you guys next week. Hope things are going well where you live. What is the weather like where you live? Because is it as crazy where you are as where we are, where we get record rain? And oh, there is one more thing I wanted to say. Jan Holder reached out to me on Instagram. Jan, you are amazing. Thank you so much. She found Garden Gate by Gentle Arts. Shaker threads, is that what it's called? Gassed. But the color is Garden Gate. It's been out of stock. I've been looking for it. She's been looking for me. She found it someplace, placed an order. So hopefully that'll be here next week for me to share with you. I think the shop was called the Black Cat Stitchery. It's a new shop to me. She was watching another Flosstuber who mentioned that they found it there. And then she messaged me this morning. I already placed my order, but she said 123 Stitch had it in. So if you're like me and you've been looking for Garden Gate, head on over to your local Neo workshop or your favorite online shop, and you may be able to find it soon. So thank you, Jan. Thank you. I didn't want to let this video go without saying that. But sure, please let me know what the weather's like down below. Sarah told me down in where she lives, it's been hot. They had a hot Christmas. Like, I have friends in Texas that it was more like summer barbecue weather here. Down there, it was in the 80s. I was like, for Christmas? We got snow and I'm not mad about it. So I'm just curious if the weather is normal for where you live or if it's different than where it normally is. But I guess that doesn't have anything to do with stitching. I'm just curious. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all your comments and likes and subscribing. And I will hopefully see you back here next week with what has been going on in my stitching world again. Bye.